there, Sid.
All right, my guy. Let's roll.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to SportsBallTalk. Back in the saddle here. It's been a big week. Had some championships won. It's been a lot going on. What popped up on your feed this week, brother?
Well, I think the biggest thing is probably the Masters. That's what seems to be trending the most and everything. There's a little bit of hype going on, we'll say, with the NBA stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Also, my eyes always on hockey, and I got a funny thing for baseball.
Yeah, okay, I like it. Yeah, Masters definitely a big deal this week. Loving that. But let's start at where the week started. How about that?
Let's go.
South Carolina got their butt whipped. And I of all people was not expecting that.
Sometimes
UCLA,
the picture method doesn't work for predictions.
Man, no, that prediction didn't come about, man. But South Carolina took a thumping from UCLA. It was bad. It was really bad, and it was still a decent game. But that UCLA just overpowered them all day, and it was just from start to finish. There was never a thought that, oh no, they're not going to win this game.
Better viewing experience than I was expecting, I will say.
Yeah, to see the score, I mean, it was 51-79 at the end. If you saw that and then just didn't watch the game, you'd be like, oh no, they just beat there was no game there. But no, it was a good game. There was some watching ability there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the game before Texas and UCLA that was just. But
I mean, you're watching the coach for like that's.
But on the flip side of that, the new Fab Five. That was a freaking awesome game. I mean, the men's championship game, Michigan, they legit. But UConn. I mean, with all the swagger last week and all that, you know, I thought they were going to squeeze one out. But I mean, as good as that game was, I think the whole time you were like, man, Michigan's just a little bit better. You know, it was something to that. It was a good game to watch. I really enjoyed that one.
I've just been disappointed ever since I knew Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't making the final, you know. As soon as he was out, I was like, my interest in this whole ordeal went down 50%.
I'm pretty sure he's going to make lots of money overseas. So
he really doesn't seem to have a hustle. I think if he realizes that he has got a lot of media attention at this point and takes advantage of the off season to, we'll say, shed a few pounds, you know, move around a little bit and
gussy up that image a little.
Yeah, because I mean, he's kind of sloppy out on the court because he is not hustling. He is kind of just judging around, but there is a raw athletic ability that's naturally there. And like I said, there's already the media draw. So if he can play his cards right, yes. But if he does not, then he's somebody we think about a little bit next year. We don't think about it at all the year after that. 10 years down the road, we have a blip of a thought of, you remember that one dude?
Remember that meme? Yeah,
that guy. I don't even remember his name. I just remember
the glasses.
And then that's it. And that's how long he lives in history.
That's his fame. Well, I don't know. I would like to think on the positive side of that he's going to see that he had a little traction last year and, you know, really digs into not only getting better but having a little bit better of an image, maybe more of a social media push for himself.
I think the program itself is going to get behind him and force that. I think he has little say in that in terms of what is coming.
There'll be a handler coming along.
The new wave we have coming out, especially since there are finally some kind of clear guidelines that we've had, like executive order. That's crazy that it takes a executive order to start actually putting rules as to how this clown show can be wrangled in.
And honestly, with all the money involved, you would have thought they would have had a good plan for all of this. And it just seems like they're throwing crap at the wall to see what'll stick and how long.
I mean, that's the world we live in.
Yeah, but with this much money involved and literally the eyes of the entire, I will say country, but anybody involved in college sports at all.
A good portion of the population, regardless. I mean,
you would have thought that it would have been a little better planned, and they would have contingencies for all this crap that's going on. You know, everybody knew what was going on back in the day, but it was, you know, backdoor meetings, and we'll come to your house, and yeah, here's your plane ticket. Don't worry about it. Now it's just
your cousin gets a new car.
You're right. Yeah, mom's house is paid for all of a sudden, stuff like that. But now it's little. Orgeron said it. He's like, back in the day, we used to sneak in the back door. Now they just back the truck up to the front door, and it's like, yeah, he's not wrong.
He's such a great character. He's such a great character.
I hope he never goes. I will watch him come to the sidelines on a walker just to root on the defensive. He's such a character and a personality. You love to watch him talk, and you have to watch him talk to see what he's going to say.
Right, and that was a big draw for the Raiders when Gruden was there, and I low-key am like, let's put Coach O there. Let's just see what happens. Come on, let's just see what happens. So I could think Coach O. You got Mendoza.
Oh my goodness.
Kirk Cousins there.
I could see it being a beautiful thing, but I could also see in it the next clip for the Raiders dumpster fire.
No, I don't think you're going to have a dumpster fire with that. I think you're going to have viral videos of Coach O I don't know if they still say it, whiling out in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have
stretch limos, lots of $1 bills. Yeah, I could see that. That's a dangerous place to have Coach O. Is in Vegas, baby.
Or maybe he gets too crazy, he washes out, and he literally becomes the assistant coach or whatever from Waterboy. It's a true, actual story arc.
For UNLV, just filling the cups.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
We're getting off topic.
We really are. Sorry, folks. But big story this week is the Masters. Even if you don't like golf, you watch the Masters.
Right.
Even if it's only on Saturday or Sunday, you're going to catch some of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the big story is Rory.
We kind of predicted that going into it, though.
I did not. I really didn't. He won last year. Yeah, the pressure's off, but there's not a lot of repeat Masters winners.
That is true. There's kind of a curse almost with it.
It's something to that.
Yeah.
So I was expecting him to play well, but he has outshined the entire field through Saturday or into Saturday.
Is it him shining, or is it other people messing up? Like my driver
hold on.
had the wrong.
No. We're not going. Rory is well renowned as one of the best drivers on tour. Period. He can thump the ball. Him and Bryson DeChambeau are probably one of the biggest hitters in golf. They just are. He is 90th out of 91 accuracy driving from the tees right now, which means he has not hit fairways. He's been in the bush. He's been in the rough. He has been at the beach.
There is no rough at the Masters.
Oh, sorry. That's a bad word.
There's the second cut.
That's a bad word. Got to be careful at the Masters. Just like there's no back nine. It's
the second nine.
Yeah, the second nine.
But
anyway,
no sand traps.
Even with being the 90th worst accuracy golfer driving right now, he is 6 shots ahead of the field. He finished 12 under. Sam Burns only finished 6 under, and they were tied at the beginning of the day. So everybody's having a hell of a time. I personally thought that Justin Rose was going to step up and that this was going to be his turn. And it really looked like that until Rory started to shine out, because Justin Rose is right back there. I think he's 5 under right now. So I thought he was, because I've not been one of his biggest advocates throughout when I started watching golf. I felt he was a little cocky, kind of prickish sometimes.
Definitely a personality.
Yeah, and my buddy at work calls him Stupid Face Justin Rose just because of his nose.
Why they call me Stupid Face?
But last year, watching him with Rory at the Masters and how gracefully and well he handled losing that tournament to Rory, even though they're friends, he had such a demeanor about him, because a lot of people would have just been pissed off. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home. I can't believe I lost.
Yeah.
He stayed there the whole time, congratulated Rory after he won, after he had his moment, went up, shook his hand, gave him a hug. And that did a lot for me for how I thought of him as a character and a person. Great golfer. He's been a great golfer forever. But, it's good to see stuff like that. Like, I didn't used to like Bryson DeChambeau that much. I thought he was an arrogant prick. And I guess his PR team or whatever got a hold of him, and he has slowly changed his image, and now he's more of the fun-loving, happy smiley guy until he goes 7 over on.
Right.
Then it's a little bit rougher, but he's done a lot for his image too, and I like to see that from people. I like to see them grow as people. I like to see them grow as golfers, or whatever athletics you're into. I like to see people take the next step forward and not just be so ingrained in being an asshole. It's good to see. But
absolutely,
Rory, wow, just thumping these guys. Now, can he maintain? Who knows? But right now, he's got some wiggle room,
So, let's wrap up the Masters bit. If you're putting your money on somebody, what I'm hearing is you are putting your money on Rory.
I like Rory. He's in the zone, man. The pressure's off. He's got the Grand Slam. He's got nothing left to prove on tour. Everything from last year's win to now and however long he wants to play is just fun for this point. Now, everybody likes to make money and everybody likes to be competitive, but he's got nothing left to prove. He's one of the few.
I'm going to call it final putt. Tiger's going to come skirting in, roll a few times, pop out, swagger over to it.
Just the Ford Explorer coming through the bunker and flipping onto the green, him hopping out.
I've seen a couple, obviously AI, but videos trending that have him, swerving in there all kinds of ways. I mean, the way this all was played out, I would not be too surprised to see that, crazy world. But I think Rory has been very consistent. I think there has been a little bit too much of people trying to, I guess, lean on technology in an effort to get the edge on people, whether that be fancy technology in regards to what they're swinging or into how they're analyzing the field of play. And I think at the end of the day, it comes down to it just takes time. If you've done this thing a million times, you know how the thing works, and that's what it is. There's no shortcuts to that. No, not in this sport, buddy. I mean, you can fake it till you make it in some things, but golf, you are exposed immediately, and that's just how it is. Speaking of no shortcuts, the first 15 or so games right now, Mr. Shohei is out of the park. Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do right now. Now, in other Asian baseball player news, Ichiro had a statue unveiling. And have you seen this clip? No. Hold on. Let me see.
2, 1, here it is. The statue of one of the greatest players in the history of the game.
So, epic fail.
That was, yeah.
You feel for him on that one,
and it's sad because the trophy looks good, and then it's just...
And then... Buddy. I will say, at least if you look kind of around, the people who are wearing suits, the people involved in this whole thing, at least most of them are being lighthearted about it, except the one who's signing the checks. knows all he's seeing is just flushing money.
Yeah. We just love lighting money on fire, don't we?
Indeed. That's really all I got for coming out of the baseball world, was that funny little snippet we've had there. I'm low-key excited about some stuff coming up right now. We've got some key matchups in hockey. We've got a few good matches tonight in UFC. Mm-hmm. And then we've also got NBA finally starting to get interesting as we get towards the end here.
Yep.
And I'll start with the NBA because that's kind of like nostalgia berries almost. It seems like a certain Boston team and a certain LA team are destined at this point in time, because those Clovers are all over the place right now and looking better and better and better. We have the Lakers. They are kind of establishing their powerhouse. We're going where we need to go right now, and it seems like we're getting kind of what we had is, how there was a period where you had the Lakers, period where you had the Celtics.
I feel like almost every generation or every other generation has had
the Lakers.
Epic Lakers, Celtics,
right,
or Lakers Celtics, and I'm not opposed to seeing that again. We're in that time in the country where it's getting a little hotter, a little rougher, a little harder to live, and you like to step out away from that for a minute and watch something like Larry Bird and Magic just duking it out.
Always Bird fan.
Just the sprinkles of your childhood.
And it seems like there was kind of an aspect of parody, and now it's getting to where you've got these powerhouses again. I mean, the Celtics, they put up 144.
That's just wrong. That's.
I mean, a dominant team, and that's.
I mean, put the backups in, and give the other guys a chance. That's just.
Speaking of dominant teams, so a couple of fights I was excited about tonight have all been canceled.
Yeah. But
there's basically one very good matchup in each time slot. So the main card, of course, you got my money's going to be on Prochazka. We'll see how that turns out. But I'm more interested in the opening fights. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that got canceled, but I still have my man Piko coming out. It's going to be Piko versus Pitbull in the featherweight division. And just on names alone, you got to...
Oh, it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. I could probably pitch that to 5 random dudes at a bar who have never seen anything about UFC and get them interested in the fight and get them have a side,
Oh, yeah. We're
So
putting money in at this point.
But both are characters, both are lean fighters, and I think that will probably be the matchup of the night for me. And that'll be in the preliminary rounds.
Always love to see people slugging it out. Good fights,
Well, I like when I see something that I don't yet feel is scripted. We'll end that there. I'll move on to hockey. Last week, I believe, talked about my Pacific prediction coming out of there, but tonight's one of those ones where you've got every game. Well, we'll say there's 3 games that really matter. The game that matters most tonight is going to be the Penguins versus the Capitals, and we're right at the stage where you've got to win or you're going home. You've got to win to make the playoffs. So that's when granted, hockey, you usually have people that are putting their bodies on the line and giving it their all because they love the sport and for what it is. But when you have a game like this, that's when you really get that extra effort into what everybody's putting out there. And if things are blatantly not going your way, that's when you get to see a little extra slugging going on too on the UFC now. So there's a lot of options all day today, from morning to night, for what to watch. So, and then we just got a good weekend of sports, which is rare for me to say outside of fall, being kind of tunnel vision on college football for such a long time, and now I'm branching more and more out and having more fun.
Yeah, well, for me for a long time, it was football season and not football season. But as I've grown, I obviously started watching more sports, started watching more basketball, started watching a lot of golf, and it's nice to be able to fill the gaps and not have that big lull time where you just no dopamine from sports. You're just laying out there shriveled and shaking.
And you get to learn about something new, and you get to appreciate athleticism. You get to appreciate commitment, appreciate talent, appreciate obsession. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, because it's art that comes out at the end of the day, and that's what makes humans different from animals, So, kind of a weird place to go with that. Sorry about that. We could end there, I think. Honestly, maybe just.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Have a good one.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's magic.
Oh man, you messed it up.
Well, I was pouring my coffee.